Oh, well, hello. Hello, friends. How's everybody doing? We're trying this a different way today, so if I can get my shit together, we're gonna do this a different way today. Hoping that audio is gonna be much better if I do it this way. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I'll let some notifications click in, and yeah, we're gonna get it cracking. Michelle F. Hello, honey. How are you? Good to see you. Who else? Smitty, always good to see you. Welcome in, Jazz King, my king. Hello. Kane B, hello. How's everybody doing? Annie Ruler, you're on a road trip today. Well, happy road trip, darling. Be safe. Tomboy Charm, good morning. Good morning. All right, so yeah, we're gonna have to, you guys gotta let me know how my audio sounds, though. I know Kane will probably, hopefully, let me know. Meg P, beautiful Meg P, hello, honey. How are you? Trying this a different way today. So if all works out, my audio should be good. You guys should be able to hear me pretty good right now. Jackie B, hello. Sound is good. Yay. Yeah, I'm going to try something different. That's all. Caroline, hello, Caroline. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Lurkers, say hello. You know, today is going to be one of those days. Okay, we're going to finally get to the finale of all the IGG docs that we read. I do have another live for that. I should have went and linked it. Whatever. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll go back and link it. I do have another live for IGG docs that we've read already, so I'm not going back over all of them. You know, Witchy, no choppy audio, very clear. Yay! Happy to hear that, honey. Beach Babe, hello. How are you? So yeah, we're finally going to get to the, you know, the final boss in the IGG docs, which is the transcript for the unsealed hearing. So that's kind of what we're going to, it's just another Peeky Poo review. I know we've all already read these documents. Some of us have read these documents, you know, probably 10, 15, 40 times, right? That's totally fine. We're just doing a Peeky Poo review. And the reason that I wanted to go back over all of these IGG docs from the beginning is because I think it's pertinent and important to talk about it, considering we have Othram and the Chapins being as vocal as they are about the amazing work that Othram did in this case. And the problem is everything we have on the court record regarding IGG in this case would seem to contradict what Mrs. Middleman and Miss Chapin are claiming here. So that's kind of why I wanted to go back and review all this stuff, because it's just wild to me how much credit they're going out and giving Othram when, according to, you know, Riley Nolan, Detective Brett Payne, Matthew Gamet, multiple people who testified in this IGG hearing, including Leah Larkin. I don't understand it. I don't understand how they can be out there on mainstream media channels claiming that Othram's technology, state-of-the-art technology, is what cracked the case, when the court documents say the exact opposite. So I'm just super confused because everything we have on the court record regarding IGG is like the exact opposite of what Mrs. Chapin and Mrs. Middleman have been going out and telling the public in their interviews. So, you know, this isn't me coming for a victim's family or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. I'm just super interested in knowing why Othram believes their state-of-the-art technology is what cracked this case, when everything that we have in the court record is the opposite of that. Othram was ordered to stop their work and turn it all over. They turned over incomplete work with an incomplete tree and an incomplete profile. And it's all in the court record. So I'm super confused how they cracked the case. Furthermore, I'm even more confused as to why they would have to work with the Chapin family in the background for DNA work to get to Kohberger. That's something else I'm also super confused about, and hopefully, interested in getting some answers. I doubt we will, but, Beach Babe, hello. If I didn't say hello to you, Lucy, darling. Well, hello, little princess of darkness. Good morning. Beep, beep. Brooms up, bitches. My audio's actually good. We're going to roll with it. See how long it lasts, Yes, and the sample that was sent to Othram as well, right, Annie Ruler, yes. So it wasn't a sheath that was sent to Othram. Othram, is trying to make it sound like they got evidence off of the sheath, the DNA. No, Othram never had the sheath. So it's super interesting. Jesse, darling, hello. So that's why I decided to go back through the IGG stuff, right? Slow mode in chat is on. It's for 10 seconds. Sorry, guys. You have to wait 10 seconds to slam comments in. It is what it is, And unfortunately, I'm not going to say names, but there's a particular person out there who every time she pops into someone's chat, she's slamming in a comment every fucking sentence, and it's all incomplete sentences, and it's like 3 words in one comment, 3 words in the next. Then she'll I just can't. Okay, it's too ADHD for me and all over the fucking road. I need you to just put your comment as a normal comment, right? One comment. And then, wait 10 seconds and you can slam in another. But the, multiple comments slammed in every second, and it's all disjointed, and it's like 5 words here and 3 words there. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hate to be the bearer of bad news here. But that's just, it is what it is. Yeah, we have not seen the sheath, correct. Right. So out of these hundreds and hundreds, what are now thousands of pages of photos, we don't have a sheath. Still, the crime scene photographer made sure to get up close and personal photos of the spices, the crushed red pepper, the garlic powder, the onion powder, the organic flaxseed. We got up close and personal photos of every fucking spice and seasoning these kids owned, but we still don't have one up close and personal photo of this fucking sheath anywhere. Literally anywhere. We're being trolled. We're fucking being trolled. Okay? And that's just how I feel about that. We're being epically level, it's like epic level trolling that these motherfuckers are doing here, just releasing over 600 pages of the same photos, other than some up close photos of some tire tracks that have been there for months and some fucking spices in the cabinet. Literally. Someone actually, like the crime scene photographer was like, you know what, I better get a picture of this reed diffuser here up on top of the fucking mirror in the 3rd floor bathroom. Where's the sheath? Where's the up close and personal photos of the fucking sheath? What about the knife you found on the table? On the beer pong table? How come we only have like 1 or 2 photos of that? Know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. So that's why we're going back through all of this. More so, the reason is because, I don't understand the correlation between Othram Labs and their technology being what cracked the case, when according to everything that was testified to in front of Hitler, that is not true. That is not true. Matthew Gammett, Leah Larkin, Riley Nolan, right? All of these people, David something or other. Can't remember the guy's name. It's in here somewhere. Hellwig, right? So you have all of these people testifying in the sealed IGG hearing, including Brett Payne. And all of them are under the impression that no, Othram didn't complete anything. Othram turned everything over incomplete. So we're going to get into it, but what I have to do first is this. Let me see. If I do this, you're going to see me add myself to the group here, friends, just so you know. In case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going live from my phone because that seems to be where my audio is the best. And I'm going to add myself to my own stream so that I can share screen. So let's see if it's going to let me do it. We'll do that. All right. Oopsie. Hang on, friends. Don't worry, we're almost there. Hang on. Okay. Now you should be able to hear me and hopefully no echo. Does that sound all right? Everything sound okay? Let me just do a double check in chat. Make sure you guys can still hear me, but the other me is muted. No echo? Okay, cool. I was getting an echo over here, so I need to make sure my second self was muted. Mittens for Kittens, hello. Hello. Trying to watch my chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Welcome in, everyone. Appreciate all of you. Yesterday, Yuri's math teacher turned 5 people green, so if you're one of those people, make sure you say a big old thank you. My audio was absolute shit yesterday. You think you're in another portal now, Miss Potts? Yes, and no echo. Okay, cool, yeah. All right, cool. So the other thing I wanted to say about my live yesterday, too, holy shit. What a dumb bitch, huh? Am I not? Like, literally, now I get it why fucking, what's her face there, Viv, said I was an unfrosted Pop-Tart. I'll give it to her. Yesterday, I absolutely was a fucking unfrosted Pop-Tart. Can you believe that my dumb ass at the end of that live, looking at the photos, I'm like, wait a minute. Why are all of these photos saying 11:35, 11:36 in the morning? I'm looking at all the photos thinking that these photos were being taken day 1, November 13th. And I'm like, how in the fuck are they in the house 20 minutes before 911 is even called? Right? How in the actual fuck? Bro, oh my God, Annie, you stupid bitch. The photos were from November 14th, the morning after. Yes, now I know. Yes, it took my brain a minute to get there, and it wasn't until after the live that I realized it. So apologies to everyone who I may have confused. I am so sorry. Your girl here was confused. I confused myself. Okay? But at least I own up to it, and I have no problem saying, oopsie, motherfucking poopsie. Okay? My bad. Holy shit. I wish somebody in the chat would have been like, girl, no. But then again, it's okay. Yeah, Jesse wanted to be on replay crew and it was gone. Yeah, sorry, honey. I turned it to members only until I can figure out maybe how to put in some kind of like editing, like an editing me disclaimer. editing me disclaimer here. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware that I'm dumb as shit sometimes. And that's okay. And that's why I always say, do not listen to me. There are no facts here. I don't know shit. Okay? And yesterday proved that. Even with the photos right now. I'm looking at the evidence tape. The little red evidence stickers. They've been broken on the seal to the slider. It's obvious. This is day 2. And my dumbass, for some reason, my brain was stuck on day 1. And I'm like, how the fuck are they taking photos 20 minutes before 911's even called? So yeah, sorry friends. My bad. My bad. Well, the photos didn't have timestamps, Witchy, at all. It was going by the time on the stove. I was looking at the time that was being displayed on the stove in the kitchen. So, it is what it is. You know, it's fine. Sometimes our brains gets a little, I was confused. It's fine. It happens. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the internet. We will all be fine. Okay? Everything is fine. So, let me see if it's going to let me do this. Oh, we do have some new docs, though, but there was only one that's... there was only one that I felt was even worth looking at, because what the defense did, these assholes, is they filed their responses to the new court docs that are going to get unsealed. So they filed their responses to that under seal. And of course, Hitler granted that their response be under seal. However, the state filed their response and it wasn't under seal. So we can take a little peeky poo at that real quick. And then, oh wait, that's right. It's probably going to make me give permission to myself to share, huh? What the fuck? How do I do that? Hang on. I'm going to share that. Okay. Right? Word. Then I can go over here. I can do that. Boom, bitches. We in business. Fucking brings up. It is what it is. I will literally have to go live from my phone and invite myself to my own live stream just so they can't fuck with my audio every time I get on. Fucking assholes. All right, let me make this bigger for you, friends. So this is one of the new docs that was filed. It's 10 pages. Make sure this is big enough. Looks good. Okay. Can't see my chat though, huh? How's the chat going? Did it totally crash or what's going on here? My chat even working? I'm not even sure. Well, you know, anyways, if my chat isn't working, I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs it down, follow your heart, not your frown. Let's get into it. I have no idea if my chat's working, so mods, I have no idea. Just put, like, say something. I don't care. Oh, there we go. K and B. Cool. We Gucci. Yep, it's working. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks, friends. You being naughty, Meg P? Go for it, darling. Be as naughty as you want to be. Okay. So this is the... Now, we have the state's response here to the court's second order regarding sealed documents, right? The fucking defense filed their response to this under seal. Under seal. Okay? And, you know, defense team, I love you. I do. But what in the actual fuck? Okay? Why do you want everything under seal? All the fucking time. I'm so sick of it. And you wonder why we don't trust any of you because everything is seal, 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 seal. Your client literally said he did it when he was asked. It doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter if we think it doesn't matter. Okay? He was asked directly. He gave a direct answer. He's taken a plea. Why the fuck are you still wanting to hide everything? Know what I mean? Kane B. Permission to share Ho bikini video. No. I'll literally unmod you. You do not have permission to share that. Which Ho bikini video? Me and the Ho... Are you talking about mine? No. Absolutely not, sir. Yeah, listen to Meg P, right? If I were you, I would just be smart, Kane, and listen to Meg P and Heather. You know? They're telling you for your own good. They're telling you for your own good, homie. I can't believe I missed your live, though, Kane. You actually used StreamYard and I missed it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I really am. Fuck your video ninja, you know? I'll never use that shit ever again. You're out of your mind for even using it. Literally, my phone goes into like DEFCON 5 alert anytime I try to click on one of your Video Ninja links. Okay? My phone literally is like, alert, alert. Fucking burn before reading. You know what I mean? Literally. I have not missed it. It's upcoming. If it's me in a bikini cane, I will literally. I'm not joking you. Don't put me in a bikini. I'll fuck you up in real life. I don't even care. It's not a threat. It's a promise. Don't put me in no bikini. You could put me in my white Nikes and some jogging pants and my baseball cap and a little white tank top. And you can do that. Don't put me in no fucking bikini. I hate bikinis. I don't even wear them. Hey, big props to all you chicks who do wear them and look good in them and whatever. I just don't like them. I'm a very modest, prude bitch. So anyways, let's get into this. Monica, yeah, I know, right? They ate food. We have to redact it. We can't let people know that they were eating food. I just think it's so fucked up. Like, we get all of these like up close and personal photos of the dumbest shit: toilet paper, piss in the toilet, white walls, the ceiling, the reed diffuser in the bathroom. But we can't get a picture of the sheath. Not one up close and personal photo of this sheath. I don't need a picture of the victims. Why don't you have a picture of this sheath anywhere in your possession? Where is it? Seriously. And I'm with the people who are like, hey, well, he took a plea. Yeah, no shit. What does that have to do with where's the fucking sheath? Right? The two are completely separate. Him taking the plea has nothing to do with where is the photo of the sheath. The sheath doesn't need to include the photo of the sheath. It doesn't need to include the victims in it. You could literally blur out everything around the victims and just show the sheath. It's not that hard. Okay? We have thousands of crime scene pics right now and not one of this fucking sheath. But they zoomed in on those spices. You know, they made sure you got a up close and personal photo of a white fucking wall repeatedly. Gravel in the road. Tire tracks that have been there for months. There's over 120 photos of those stupid tire tracks. Not one of the sheath. Not one. RJ, well, look at you turning green. Welcome, new member. You look so pretty in green, RJ Guess. Welcome on in, new member. Thanks for being here. You're amazing. You have some special emojis. Use them in the chat, darling. Kane B, why do we cackle? Oh, Meg P. When do guys cackle? Yeah, I know, right? When do guys cackle, Kane? I know, I'm a witch cackling bitch over here. Witch cackling bitch. Ooh, I'm gonna make a song out of that. Witch cackling bitch. Oh my god, Kane, make it an audio sound. Make it an audio sound. Witch cackling bitch. There you go, there's a sound bite for you. Do it. Yeah, tattoo gal, you get what I'm saying, right? We're not asking for much, just a photo of the sheath. What is happening? They can't even give us one, right? Not one. Some bullshit. So anyways, this document is straight trash. We'll go through it pretty quickly. There's only a couple things in here worth reading, right? The rest of it is just, it's straight trash. All of them are, because we're being trolled. So because we're being trolled, I just look at all of their documents now as just straight dumpster fire trash. And, it is what it is. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. Skullmo would make a song for me. There you go. Witchy, let him know. Witch, cackling, bitch. Could probably make a song out of that. I'm sure. I think it's fucking hysterical, not gonna lie. But anyways, let's get into this. All right, so what do we have here? We have state's response to the court's second order regarding sealed documents. Comes now, State of Idaho, by and through the Latah County Prosecuting Attorney, and hereby responds pursuant to the court's September 3rd, 2025 second order seeking parties' position regarding sealed documents. The state identifies each document by date, name, and number as identified in the order and subsequently provides the state's response to the continued sealing in blue, including any notice of non-objection as follows. Number 44, May 30th, 2025, parties propose stipulated jury instruction. The state has no objection to the unsealing of this item. May 28th, state's proposed supplemental jury instruction. State has no objection to the unsealing of this item. 5/28/2025, defendants amended Phase 2 mitigation witness list. For this item, the state incorporates its response to item 29 to the sealed state's response to court's order regarding requested redactions. I want to jab my own eyeballs out when I read this stuff, and I'm not even kidding. You know, but I can't help myself. 5/27/2025, Exhibit S2 to the state supplemental rebuttal disclosure regarding penalty phase experts. The state has no objection. Exhibit S1 to the state supplemental rebuttal disclosure regarding penalty phase experts. The state objects to the unsealing of this item as it is protected pursuant to ICAR 32I391, meaning it contains highly intimate facts or statements, the publication of which would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person, and ICAR 32G1 CIC blah blah blah, Idaho Constitution Section 74-106, 13 regarding records of psychiatric care or treatment and professional counseling records relating to an individual's condition, diagnosis, care, or treatment. Sidebar. Isn't this the same motherfucking psychiatric care, diagnosis, care, treatment, etc., relating to the individual's condition that they were going to try and use against him at trial? But now they want it sealed. Meg P, you're going to sing that all day. Do it, darling. I'm going to sing it too. Sing it, daddy. Hey. All right. Let's see. May 23rd, 2025. Defendant's evidence in support of offer of proof regarding alternate perpetrators. The state requests that the court redact the names and other information that could be used to identify the proffered alternate perpetrators be redacted pursuant to ICAR 32I3A1 and 7. As the court ruled in the September 3rd, 2025 order unsealing and redacting records, this item involves, quote, identifying information of the proffered alternate perpetrators, the revealing of which would contravene the privacy concerns of these individuals and likely subject them to undue harassment. The state requests the court redact all text following the first paragraph of the motion to include the names of the alternate perpetrators, descriptions of exhibits, and exhibit numbers that include the initials, bottom of page 2 until page 5. So 3 full pages here they want redacted. That's 3 full pages. Don't worry, we'll get to another one where it's like 7 fucking pages they want fully redacted to everything to do with all perp. Piece of shit. I don't need their names. What do you mean you want to delete, you want to redact all 7 pages? No, just their names. Just their names, addresses, and date of birth. We should be able to see the rest of what the defense planned to provide as their offer of proof. The public has a right to know that. We don't need their names. We don't need their date of birth. We don't need identifying information. But we do have a right to know what was the proof, what was the offer of proof, what was the evidence for the offer of proof. We have every right to that information. This motherfucker, he wants all pages redacted, basically. May 23rd, 2025, objection to the court's request for the defense to submit a redacted copy of the ex parte filing to the state. State has no objection. May 22nd, 2025, Exhibit F to the defendant's 6th supplemental response to discovery. State has no objection. May 22nd, 2025, defendant's 6th supplemental response to discovery. State has no objection. May 21st, defendant's objections to the juror questionnaire. State has no objection. May 21st, 2025, court minutes closed session. State has no objection. May 15th, 2025, court minutes closed session. This item regards the status of an ongoing investigation into a potential leak in the case. This information is exempt from disclosure under ICAR 32G1 and IC 74-124A, and therefore the state requests this item remain sealed. May 14th, 2025, the defendants offer of proof regarding alternate perpetrators. The state requests the court redact the names and other information that could be used to identify the proffered alternate perpetrators and be redacted pursuant to ICAR 30 blah, 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 blah. As the court ruled in the September 3rd, 2025 order unsealing and redacting records, this item involves, quote, identifying information of the proffered alternate perpetrators, the revealing of which would contravene the privacy concerns of these individuals and likely subject them to undue harassment. The state requests the court redact all text following the last paragraph of page 2 until the end of the pleading at page 7. What fucking cunts. Excuse my language, but I'm just gonna say it. You've got to be the biggest CUNT on the planet, okay? Talk about, we want starting at the last paragraph of page 2, all the way through the entire fucking pleading to page 7 to be redacted because the defense, they offered a lot of fucking proof regarding these alternate perps, and we can't have any of it getting out. So, you know what, it's probably just better if you just black out all of those pages, you know, like the CIA and the FBI black out everything on their shit too. That's what they're asking for here. The entirety of the fucking pleading be sealed. Last paragraph on page 2 all the way to page 7. Pieces of shit. Absolute pieces of shit. So he isn't just asking that the identifying information of the proper alternate perpetrators be redacted. It's not just the names, right? And identifying information. This motherfucker is saying, hey, starting at page 2 all the way to page 7, he's trying to claim that all of that, all 5 of those pages are nothing but identifying information of the alt perps. I call bullshit. I call absolute bullshit on that one. What do you guys think? Let me come back over here to chat. Oh, well, look at you, Witchy. Welcome in, new member. You look so beautiful in green. Welcome, 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 new member. You have special emojis. Okay, weird. Hang on, friends. Interesting. Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure this is still working. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Design Rhythm, hello. Welcome, Witchy, welcome. Can you guys even still hear me, or did my audio go? Oh, okay, cool. You can still hear me. Cool. Hang on one second, though. Something went wild over here on my end, on my computer, and I'm not sure why. Hang on one second. Da, 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 da. I just want to make sure you can still hear me good. As long as you can hear me, we're good. I'll reconnect everything. I also have bad weather where I am right now, too, though. So, probably what's happening. What is it doing? What is it doing? Sorry, friends. Hang on one second. Just trying to get this all back up and running. But yeah, what do you guys think? Isn't it kind of bullshit that they're trying to say they want basically all of the pleading for the offer of proof regarding the alternate perpetrator? They want the entire pleading starting at the last paragraph on page 2 all the way up to page 7. The entirety of the pleading. They want it entirely redacted. The whole thing, all 5 pages. And the other one, they want 3 pages of it redacted. So they're not just asking for just the identifying information to be redacted. That's not what they're doing. They're asking for literally the entirety of the fucking pleading to be redacted. Not just the identifying information. Which is pretty wild when you think about it. Right? Because of the way that it's worded. Oh, well, we're just asking that, just the identifying information. That's all. That's all. And, that's not all. That's actually not all. The all is all. It's all of the last 5 pages of the pleading. You're only going to get the first page and a half. And then basically starting from the last paragraph, going through the 7th page. Sorry, my door was open. There's a plane flying by. I don't know what's happening, guys. Like, seriously, my phone is totally fine, but the weather here is absolute shit, and my internet is, like, not working at all. It just, even though it says it is, even though it says that we're good, it keeps saying can't connect, so I probably have to restart my router or some shit, so this might take a minute, but we can chit-chat while I do that. Tattoo gal. Other channels are going hard on BK, which means they're nervous about people like us asking questions. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. I've always kind of maintained, like, look, I've never pretended like I know Brian's innocent or I know Brian's guilty. I have no idea. I literally don't know. I wasn't there, None of us were. But he knows. He certainly knows. His defense team certainly knows. They all certainly know. They all certainly know something we don't. Right? And whatever that thing is that they know, they want to keep that secret. And that's why his defense team keeps filing all their shit under seal. You know what I mean? I understand there's still an ongoing investigation into leaks and shit, but, like, homie took a plea. You know what I mean? He took a plea. He was asked if he did it. It's not up to me to say he didn't do it, right? That's not my job. That's not why I'm asking questions. My questions are, okay, so even if he's saying he did it, great. Who's the other men bleeding in the crime scene? Who's the other man who has his blood mixed with the victim's blood on the back of the sheet? Who are the other male blood B, male blood D? What male owns all of these crime scene samples that they are comparing to all of these alternate perpetrators, and that's how they're clearing the perpetrators, is by comparing them to these male crime scene samples. If none of them are Kohberger, and they're not Ethan, that's super interesting, no? Wouldn't logic dictate there's more than one perpetrator? And it's not just Kohberger? Like, that's where my brain's at, right? My brain just says, okay, well, logically, I guess we can deduce that. Krista Marie, hello, darling. Good to see you, honey. Welcome in. So I guess that's kind of just how I feel about it, right? Is that, you know, regardless of whether or not he took a plea, he's admitted guilt, whatever the case may be, that's great. But I'm not dumb enough to believe it's just him, because it's not. And they have the DNA evidence that shows that. It's in all their filings, it's in all their documents, and it's in all their fucking lab reports. There's another man or men who were literally bleeding in the crime scene, and their blood was getting mixed with victims' blood. And, they're just like, well, whatever. I mean, we had Brian, once we got Kohberger's name, we really didn't bother with anybody else, to be honest. That's literally what they did. That's just a fact. It's just my opinion of what I think is a fact. I'll say that. That's my opinion of what I think is a fact. Okay? It was, once we got his name, we just stopped. And that's where we stayed. And they didn't, this whole December 19th bullshit. That's when we got his name. Yeah, no. Stop lying. Just please stop. Because it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them. Right? I'm just super embarrassed for them. Because they literally fucking lied. Under oath. December 19th. Okay, buddy. Okay. December 19th is when they gave you his name, huh? Maybe Payne isn't lying. Maybe Payne is telling the truth, and he wasn't told anything about the name Kohberger until December 19th. But I'm going to venture out on a limb here and say highly likely Feds and ISP had Kohberger's name. Your Feds and your U.S. Marshals and those people and your BAU members, those are the people. Okay. Who would have had his name way before giving it to the local law enforcement agency as a tip. You understand where I'm going with this? It would have definitely been like the FBI and those guys doing the actual investigation, keeping shit under wraps, what they're doing in the background, and then they put his name in as a air quote tip, right? That's how they want to play it off. It's just a tip. No, y'all motherfuckers were watching him for how long? How long do you guys, while I'm trying to figure out my internet bullshit over here, this may just end up being a real chatty question and answer here if this shit don't start working. But how many of you think that the FBI was already watching Kohberger for something else? How many of you, put a 1 in the chat if you think Kohberger was probably already on the FBI's radar before the crime happened? I'd be super interested in knowing if there's anybody who thinks that. Or even if you think he wasn't on some kind of watch list for the FBI, or they weren't on it. Is there anybody here who thinks that he was possibly informant in some way? Like internal affairs, things like that. Officially bubbly, hello. Yeah, sorry guys. Literally, I have a black screen on my computer right now. I have no idea what's happening with my internet. I'm so very sorry. I promise I had all kinds of I have all kinds of tabs open and ready for us to review. Of course, it's always something, bro. It's always something. Always. I know, right, Lucy? To be fair, I'm certain that I'm on a list. You and me both, darling. But that's what I mean, though, right? So I guess what I'm getting at, though, is does anybody really believe that, like, the FBI just plucked Brian Kohberger out of nowhere to be able to give him as a tip? Know what I mean? Because I don't think that at all. I don't believe for a single second that, like, they just, well, would you look at that? Look, we got this bushy-eyebrowed motherfucker over here who drives a white Elantra. Let's look into him. Know what I mean? Like how they're saying it went down of how they got to Kohberger is not true. So the question then becomes, if the storyline of how they got to Kohberger isn't true, well then how and when did they get to Kohberger? Know what I mean? It's just wild. Annie Ruler. December 19th is the date that Payne was named lead detective. He had 2 pending felonies. I don't think so. Payne definitely did not have 2 pending felonies. Payne doesn't know. No. I don't know where that came from, darling, but I'm almost positive that's absolutely... Who had 2 pending felonies? Corporal Brett Payne? No, he didn't have 2 pending felonies. And I don't think December 19th is the day he was assigned. If I remember correctly, we have testimony from him where he talks about it was within a few days, something like that. I don't have the direct quote, but I think it was like a few days or something. Because Tyson Barrett was the initial lead investigator. And then Payne and Blaker within a few days. If I remember correctly, that's Payne's testimony on that. But I don't... Like, I'm not going to give out too much information about what I do or anything like that. But, I mean, nah, Payne don't have nothing like that. Not Brett Payne. Not the lead investigator. And believe me, I'm not one to stick up for Brett Payne, but I promise you, he doesn't have no outstanding felonies or anything like that. I thought I heard that somewhere too, like Grand Theft Auto or some shit like that, allegedly. Payne has I was like, okay, I'm not, I heard it. And then doing what I do, I have, ways I can look at that. And that's just, it's not true. It's a different Brett Payne. It's not Brett Payne, the investigator on this case. So I just want to clear that up. Because that's not the same Brett Payne. But yeah, I mean, either way, he still was made lead investigator. Him and, Blaker, was a veteran there. Been with the force for a long time. I don't think it was a smart decision to make Payne one of your leads, considering he had never worked a homicide case before, ever. I'm not even sure he was trained in homicide investigations. But, I mean, Payne out the gate, bro, is like Captain America, bro. He's finding sheets. He's finding bloody gloves. He's finding blood droplets that appear to match they look similar to the droplets on the banister in the home over at Showalter's apartment. I mean, Payne is just absolutely crushing it out the gate, okay? For a first-time quad hom investigator. But he also literally doesn't know shit. And when you have to ask him a serious question about what he did or didn't do, or a piece of evidence or a video, he literally has no idea. He can't tell you, I don't know. He doesn't know. So it's super interesting to me that someone who can answer I don't know or I don't recall as many times as he did, and he's the lead on the case. I mean, just say it. Hang on one second. Let me find my... So, yeah. As far as Kohberger goes, the only thing that I can say, friends, is as far as Kohberger goes, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to be... I don't care that he took a plea. I'm not going to be gaslit and told that I just have to accept the fact that he's saying he did it alone, because he can go fuck himself, okay? With all due respect. if he wants to say he did it alone and blah, 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 you know, okay, fine, Brian, you did it alone, but you can actually fuck off because I'm not stupid. We're not stupid. We understand that there's other men bleeding in this crime scene and their blood is getting mixed with the victim's blood. Okay? So, if he doesn't want to talk about who he was with and what he was doing in that home, and he would much rather just go quietly into that good night and take his plea, hey, that's his right, right? I'm not going to knock him for doing it, but I'm also not going to sit here and pretend as though it's only Kohberger. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm never going to stop talking about it. I'm never going to stop talking about the fact that multiple male alternate perpetrators were cleared by the state, according to the state, by comparing their DNA to all of these other crime scene fucking samples. Therefore, they have to be male. These crime scene samples are of a male and or males, not just Kohberger. And I'm never ever going to stop talking about it. And I'm never going to stop asking how Othram and their technology are the ones that cracked the case here, when according to all of the documents we have on court record, that is not true. Othram did nothing. They literally did nothing, and the work that was turned over from Othram to the FBI was literally incomplete. 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 Okay. So, I mean, those are just questions I'm always going to ask. I don't care if he took a plea. I literally don't. Who the fuck was he with? Right? Those are the questions that, like, these media people should be asking when they're getting these interviews. Like, come on. I would just be like, come on, to these investigators like Detective Gilbertson. With all due respect, please. The court document says right here, it literally says the state was clearing alternate suspects by their DNA and comparing it to DNA that's it at the crime scene. Male DNA in crime scene samples is how they're clearing these alt perps. So whose fucking DNA is it? If it's not Kohberger's, then Gilbertson, right? Bill Thompson, Jeff Nye, Ashley Jennings, all of these people running around and doing interviews. How come Othram didn't offer to test build trees for all of this other DNA that they couldn't fucking figure out who it belonged to? Why isn't Othram offering to build the tree for the male DNA that isn't Kohberger, that's mixed with the victim DNA on the back of the sheet? Right? I'm never going to stop asking these questions. I don't care. These are the questions that need to be asked. Not, how did you feel about the investigation? How did you feel? How did it make you feel? I don't give a fuck how it made them feel. The only thing I give a fuck about is, why do you have all of this other male DNA in your fucking crime scene, and that isn't being figured out who it belongs to, and why aren't they charged? Why aren't they sitting in the cell next to Kohberger? Right. Because whose ever fucking male DNA, blood, whatever it is that is mixed in this mixed sample of blood on the back of the sheet that is not Kohberger's, but it's a male mixed with victim, that is male blood mixed with victim blood. Whose is it? If I say whose it is, right, it would be slander, it would be this, it would be that. That's the problem. We shouldn't even have to guess, because they should have already identified it. A tree should have been built. They should have built a tree. No? You understand? Like, I don't understand why Othram wasn't offering to build the trees for all of it. So I don't know, you know. I have no idea what's going on here. What I do know is that I literally don't give a shit that he took a plea. This isn't about him or his plea. It's about the other men bleeding in the crime scene, mixing their blood with the victim's blood, and the fact that the fucking state and law enforcement didn't bother to identify those motherfuckers. That's the point. That's the actual point, right? I just hope everybody understands, like, he can be guilty and there can also be accomplices. That's also a possibility, right? So I just kind of leave my mind open for all possibilities here. They've known the entire time that there are other men's blood in this crime scene, and it's not his. And they've known that the whole time. And the way that you know that they've known that the whole time is because in that sealed IGG hearing, when Ann Taylor is questioning Brett Payne, the one that I was trying to show you guys until my internet completely literally crashed. It still crashed. I think someone hit a pole, or maybe we got, like, something got struck because, like, no, the shit crashed out. Like, it crashed out. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. My phone's working fine, but the internet has literally crashed out, and I'm not sure why. But in that unsealed IGG transcript, if you read it, she specifically asked Brett Payne about male blood B, male blood D, and when he knew about them, right? To make him clarify, so you knew about these two other before Kohberger's name. Yes, yes. So they've known before they allegedly ever got Kohberger's name as a tip that there's other male blood in this crime scene that was ignored. But in the next follow-up question, when asked, why didn't you pursue, right? Why didn't you pursue those two others if you knew about them before? He says, well, because we already had Kohberger's name. At that point, we already had Mr. Kohberger's name. So it's unbelievably wild. She kind of got them there on the IGG. It's obvious they had his name way before, Brett Payne is trying to claim they had his name, right? That's obvious. So they had the name prior. He has to stick with the story. It wasn't until the 19th. But the problem is, well, you knew about male blood B and male blood D long before Kohberger's name. So why didn't you pursue those? Oh, well, because we already had his name. What a dumbass. I still can't believe he did that too and answered the question like that. But I mean, it's all right there in the transcript, which I did link in the description of this video since the internet is completely crashed out for good, it appears. I mean, I don't know, guys. You'll probably I planned on doing a live read of the transcript, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because my internet has absolutely crashed right out. It's literally gone. Here I am thinking, oh, this will be better. I can just go from my phone, right? And share screen from my laptop. Nope, this isn't any better either. At least the audio is better. I have no idea what happened though, guys. My internet for real crashed out. It's not coming back up, no matter what I do, no matter how much I reset it. Nothing. I'm wondering if somebody hit a pole or something for real. Yeah, I don't think they ever put any of those other DNA into CODIS. I don't know, though, because Bicca Barlow, and her declaration, I think it was her declaration. Yeah. I think it's in Bicca Barlow's declaration. She talks about what appears to be 3 to 4 other male profiles that were uploaded to CODIS prior to Mr. Kohberger's arrest. So at some point, there were 3 to 4 other male profiles uploaded to CODIS prior to Mr. Kohberger's arrest, according to Bicca Barlow. And that's like in her declaration from like summer of like 2023 or something like that, if I remember correctly. But, you know, the purpose of me wanting to talk about this today is because I really am just super confused about when you read all of the documents regarding IGG in this case. It would appear that not only did Othram Labs not crack the case, right? It would also appear that the work that Othram handed over to the FBI, allegedly, was incomplete. It was incomplete work and an incomplete profile. And they tried to explain to the FBI and the prosecutor's office that they were nowhere near done, that their work was incomplete. And they were told, it's okay, don't worry about it, just give us everything that you have. Everything. Right? All your work as well. All the work you did as well. So now, in my opinion, what's happening here is it could be a couple things. Did the FBI take everything? If so, what lab did the FBI use then? Right? I know Lana says it's Othram. All they did was take it out of Othram, put it with the FBI, and the FBI just gave it right back to Othram for Othram to backdoor the databases and backdoor everything, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how it can be that Othram Labs and their technology cracked the case if all the work Othram turned over was incomplete and the FBI didn't use Othram to do the work. How's that possible? Right? Wouldn't that mean the FBI used Othram to do their work to crack the case? And if that's correct, well, then why did you need Othram to stop their work and turn it over to you then? Why would the FBI need Othram to stop their work to turn it over to the FBI just for the FBI to give it right back to Othram? Why would you do that? If you aren't doing something nefarious, there would be no reason to do that. You understand where I'm going with this? If the FBI just used Othram anyway, well, then why would they ever tell Othram to stop their work and turn everything over? Right? Because legally the FBI can contract with Othram. It's not a problem. Lucy, thank you, darling. DNA never actually left Othram. When they went into databases that they should have obtained a valid search warrant to enter, they made the choice to have the FBI lay claim so they can hide under the federal skirt. Gotcha. Right, but I guess what I don't understand is if you are the FBI, it's completely illegal for you to do this work with Othram. Othram is allowed to go into whatever fucking databases they're allowed to go into, right? Why would you need to, I guess why would you need to have them stop their work? If you're just going to be using their lab anyway to do the work. It's wild. To me, it just makes it look even more nefarious. It just makes you look like you're doing something shifty. Because you already fucking contract with them anyway. It's legal for you to contract with them. They're allowed to do this work for you. So why would you ever need to have them be all cloak and dagger? Secret spy bullshit. Nope, just pretend you're giving it to us even though we're just going to give it right back to you and you're still going to secretly do the work. What the fuck is that? If it isn't shady spook shit. Right? Because in my opinion, that's all it is. It's just some kind of spook shit happening here. They're doing something they aren't supposed to be fucking doing. Otherwise, why do you need all the cloak and dagger, super secret spy bullshit? Well, yeah, not only am I asking why they won't show their work, honey, yes, Lucy, I'm also asking in the sense that if it is completely legal for the FBI The federal government has this contract with Othram. Othram is doing this work for them. Why would you then say, hey, Othram, I know we have a contract with you and we want you to do this work for us, but can you do us a favor and stop your work? Turn over everything that you've done so far to us, even though it's incomplete. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it back over to you, but don't tell anybody that. We're still going to have your lab do all the work, but we need you to make it look like you turned over everything to us. And what you turned over was incomplete. Why would they do that? Right? That's how I'm looking at it. Why would they need to... They never actually had anyone stop working and hand anything over. Okay, so then why is Mrs. Middleman, though, then going around on all of these TV shows claiming that's what happened? Why are all of these people testifying under oath that that's what happened? No, we were told to stop our work. We gave everything to the FBI. But yet the FBI just actually, it was Othram anyway. So why lie? It just makes you look like you're doing something shady as fuck. Right? It looks like spook shit. So the feds are now the ones pretending that it was all turned over to them, even though it wasn't. It all just stayed with Othram. Othram never stopped their work. They never turned over anything incomplete, even though that's what they're all fucking saying and testifying to. Get what I'm saying? It just seems like it seems like you're taking a lot of extra steps when you don't have to, and the only reason that I can conclude that someone would do that, Othram's going to figure out this profile for you. Great. Why would you then have them stop their work, but in reality, they never actually stopped their work, but for some reason you want people to think they did stop their work, and everything had to be turned over to the FBI for the FBI to finish it all up. And then the FBI is given the tip on December 19th. Do you get what I'm saying? There's treachery afoot, is the point that I'm getting at, and that's just my opinion. But my spidey senses are tingling, and, you know, my founding father ancestor blood says treachery is afoot with whatever was going on here, because I don't understand why you need to lie and say you stopped work when you never did, why you would have to say you turned over all of your work incomplete if you didn't. Furthermore, why you would claim your super amazing technology cracked the case when all of the documentation says your technology wasn't used and everything you did do was incomplete anyway. So I don't know how the two go together. I don't know how they cracked the case, but also didn't do the work. It doesn't make any sense. That's all. You know, it's just questions. It's just brain worms. It's just questions I ask, you know, that melt my brain. But I'm more pissed off about why Othram isn't saying, hey, wait a minute. You have other dudes' blood at the crime scene? Wait, what? There's another guy's blood mixed with the victim's blood on the back of the sheath. Is that for real? Okay, listen, you get us that sheath. We'll figure out who the fuck that is for you. Not a problem. That's what Othram should be doing, in my opinion. Now that Othram knows all of this, if I'm Othram and I'm really truly about making sure all parties involved are charged accordingly so that true justice is served, I'm going to offer up my lab and my super amazing technology to help figure out exactly what other men were bleeding in the middle of this fucking crime scene here that aren't Kohberger, so that all parties involved can be charged accordingly. Because that's actually justice. For, you know, in case anybody forgot, that's actually justice, is when all parties involved are charged. And that's just my opinion. Look at you, Yuri, coming in hot. Yuri's math teacher turning 5 people green. Thank you so very much. You turned 5 people green yesterday too, didn't you? Make sure you say thank you to Yuri, everyone in chat. Make sure you say thank you. If you turned green, it's because of Yuri. You have special emojis, use them. Thank you so much, Yuri. You're always such an amazing supporter, and I truly freaking appreciate it. I hope you know that. So yeah, I mean, these are just always going to be my brainworms, guys. Like, I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. I definitely have a problem with knowing that there are other people, other men specifically, that were bleeding. Their blood is mixing with victim blood at this crime scene. And that person and or persons is still walking the streets. They're still walking around wherever they are. You understand? So it truly has nothing to do with Brian for me. Has everything to do with all of these scientific professionals at Othram, at ISP, Riley Nolan, Jade Miller, Middlemans, all of these people, Bicca Barlow, Leah Larkin, take both sides, state and defense, all of these scientific, genetic, DNA professionals, okay? All of these alleged expert DNA professionals in the field all know there are other men bleeding in this crime scene. And not a fucking one of them is being asked about it. No one is being asked about the, hey, Detective Gilbertson, let me ask you a question during this interview. Like, seriously, do you think you're ever going to hear like Anjanette Levy or Brian Enton or any of these people ask Gilbertson, can you please explain what this means? And then read him the state's quote regarding alternate perpetrator DNA being cleared by crime scene samples, including male blood mixed with victim blood on the back of the sheet. That's not Kohberger's. Someone needs to be asking these detectives, these investigators, these people who handled this case, your documents say this. Can you explain why there are not others charged here? What was done about this? Right? I don't understand. What was done about this? Even if you're the state and you think if you go to Kohberger and he's just going to lie to your face and not tell you the truth about who he was with or whatever, okay. And even if you think he's going to lie, shouldn't your buddies over there at Othram be offering to build the tree for you? Don't you then make a phone call to your friends at Othram and say, hey, I know you guys are already working on this one for us. We got another one here. Okay. It was mixed with victim DNA on the back of the sheath. We need to know who this person is. Can you build us a tree? Right? Right? If there's nothing wrong with doing it, it's totally constitutional, it's totally above board, why aren't you doing it for the male blood that is mixed with the female or victim? I don't even want to say. Everybody assumes it's just Kaylee and Maddie's DNA on that sheath because it was found under Maddie. I mean, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that at all. It's just victim DNA, all we know. It's mixed with victims. Exactly, Lucy. Yes. Other male profiles found at the scene, or at least one. I mean, technically, we know male blood B and male blood D are completely two separate and unique male bloods. Never mind what's mixed with victim DNA on the back of the sheath. And we have no idea if any of this male blood that was collected from the actual crime scene and these crime scene samples, do they happen to match male blood B and D? Did they even bother to check if the mail mixed with DNA from the victims on the back of the sheath? Did they ever compare it to B or D? We have no idea. We have no idea. Exactly, Yuri. When you choose to demolish the crime scene, it speaks volumes. 100%. Should have stayed up until after trial. But I think they all knew. I'm telling you, this is why I'm saying we're being fucking, it's like epic level trolling happening here. We're being trolled by the state of Idaho. I'm telling you. In my opinion, no facts here, don't know shit, don't listen to me, but I think we're being trolled. They can't give us a picture of the sheath. No one will explain who are these other men. What do you mean you have other men's blood in the crime scene? What? It's not his? Whose the fuck is it? That's the only question anybody should be asking when you interview these people. Anjanette Levy, Brian Enton, Ashley Banfield. Listen, Banfield, I know, okay, that you have no problem cussing up a storm, okay? Banfield, we've heard you on your podcast, okay? We all know you're very different on your podcast than you are on TV. So, Banfield, come on. Just go ahead and ask Detective Gilbertson or one of these guys next time you got them on and you're interviewing them. Ask them. Ask them. Why did they never pursue any of the other male blood, including the blood that is mixed with the victim's blood on the back of the sheath? Just ask them, Banfield. Please. Anjanette Levy. She's always very sweet and nice. Ask them in a very nice way, Anjanette Levy, please. It's not hard. Brian Enton, come on. You're super nice. They like you. They talk to you. You're a good-looking guy. Just ask them. It's just a really basic, simple question that they all are aware is bound to be asked once we get the documents, right? As the documents become unsealed, like, the question is bound to be asked. Well, okay, so then if you knew you had this other man's blood mixed with the victim's DNA on the back of the sheath and you knew it wasn't Kohberger's, why did you never bother to find out who it is? Why? That's his accomplice. No, is it not? Is that not his accomplice? Even if he's saying he did it, right? It's still your job as the state. It's your fundamental duty and your oath to make sure that all parties involved are charged accordingly. So I'm just blown away that they don't feel that it's their duty and their oath to find out very precisely who this other blood belongs to and make sure that those people are charged accordingly. I don't understand it. If I was one of the parents, man, I'd be fucking pissed. That was the other thing I did see filed too. It was a new document. The state is filing something on behalf of the Gonsalves family and the Laramie family, looking to get like $6,000 for Karen Laramie and like another $20,000 for the G's. But their reasonings as to why they want it, it's all they're asking for it to be filed under seal, the exhibit to it. Oh, yeah, no, I know. I know nothing half-assed. I'm just saying I've listened to her a couple of times on her, Banfield, whatever, Drop Dead Serious or whatever the fuck it is, right? I'll give it to her. I know Banfield sucks. Trust me, I know. I already know that. The point that I was getting at is that she goes a little ham on her podcast. I'll give it to her. She likes to drop some F-bombs. She swears. Even though I don't agree with anything she says, she's definitely much more outspoken on the podcast than she is on TV. Um, so I'll give her that. I'm fine. I got to tell you, I watched one. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like I watched one she did. It was about Bethany, I think. Yeah, I think it was about Bethany. And she pulls out this K-bar knife and she's talking about how she's been holding on to this K-bar knife for a couple of years now, right? Until the end of trial, but then they didn't have a trial, blah, blah, blah. And she pulls this thing out of the sheath and she's like, if you think for 1 second that Bethany had any fucking idea he was gonna plunge this into her friend. Oh my God, dude, I was dying laughing. I was dying laughing. I don't even like to give her the click or the view, but I'm not going to lie to you. I got to say, I'm glad I clicked on that one because I was driving and I was working and it gave me some giggles and some laughs. And I don't care who you are, man. Funny's funny. Funny's funny. Even if it's coming from someone you don't like, you know what I mean? That shit was funny. She was like, if you think for 1 second that Bethany ever thought that this, what did she say? This fucking monster. That's what she said. If you think she thought this fucking monster was going to plunge this into her friends, being all dramatic and shit like she usually is, I got to tell you, it was, for me, that's like comedy, bro. When I'm working, I need shit that I can laugh. And I'm telling you, I'm just over here witch cackling usually as I'm working because I'm listening to something that's just cracking me the fuck up. It is what it is. And that happened to be one of those episodes. I was literally dying laughing. She calls him a monster and, you know, but that's all that I was saying. I was just trying to give props to Banfield for, at least on this podcast, she seems to be a little bit more outspoken, right? So I would just appreciate that if she ever gets to interview these people again and does it on her podcast, if she would just ask them this very crucial question, right? It's just a simple, crucial question. Whose blood is that mixed with the victim DNA on the back of the sheath if it's not Kohberger's? That's all she needs to ask them, right? For the little house of cards to crumble. If someone like her asked that, that's why she won't. But if someone like her actually had the balls to ask one of these people that question directly to their face, where hundreds of thousands of people are going to see it, you know? Stone, what up? Ray Annette, what up? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, guys. I promise you, if you're just joining chat, I had all kinds of documents prepared and ready to go, but the internet completely crashed out on me, which is strange. It literally won't do anything. Like, just straight up, like, all black everything over here. Look, kind of like my clothes. All black everything. That's all we got over here. Kind of like my clothes. Oopsie. What am I doing? It's going to lock me out. Yvette, hello. So, yeah. I mean, either way, I'm sorry, guys. I promise I did have stuff for you, but everything I wanted to show you is linked in the description of the video. I mean, if you want to go read the documents, you can. We've all read them 100 times. I really wanted to do a Peeky Poo review because I just want to know why Othram isn't offering to figure out who this DNA belongs to. Let's build some trees. Othram, Middlemans, I'm all for what you guys do. I really am. I'm all for it. I'm definitely not taking away from what Othram does. I'm really not, and I'm not trying to besmirch them in any way. What I am trying to do is figure out why, oh, why, oh, why Othram is not offering their services to figure out exactly what men are bleeding in this crime scene that aren't Kohberger. And I really wish they'd figure that out, because I think it would help to serve for a lot of clarity for everyone, including the families. And then I think it would also help to ensure that all parties involved are charged accordingly. Because Mrs. Middleman seems to be the empath and claims that she does all of this for true justice. True justice. True justice means all parties involved are charged accordingly. And if you have their DNA, you need to figure out who it is. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Oh, shit. We might be back in business, friends. Oh, snapperoo. Oh, shit. Beep, beep. We might, I think someone, yeah. I think someone did hit a pole or something, dude. How's it looking over there? Oh, all right. It looks like it's trying to get back up and running over here. We might be in business. Nope. Something went wrong. Try again. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Leslie and Billy, hello. Oh, well, they had all these samples anyway before they tore down the house, Rayanette. These are all samples that, like, the crime scene technicians collected that they felt were pertinent to the crime scene. They even reference it. The state makes reference to it in their, whatever their all perp fucking thing was that I just read recently. We did a live on it. The state's basically like, hey, we had, crime scene sample here. They were talking about the third floor banister, the first floor handrail, the second floor half wall, Xana's door, or Xana's room, Maddie's bedroom door. These are all crime scene samples, right? That the state claims. These samples, they compared them to all these alt perps. That's how they were able to clear these 4 other alternate perpetrator males from these crime scene samples. I said, well, isn't that interesting? So your crime scene samples are male. We know that the half wall, allegedly, according to what's his name there, Talbot's ISP report says the half wall looks like it has blood droplets on it. Maddie Mogan's bedroom door, we have photos of it. It's blood droplets. So that's male blood. Male blood. And then they also have unknown male blood mixed with victim blood on the back of the sheath. They didn't bother to find out who that is. So the back of the sheath is testing presumptively positive for blood. It's a mixed sample. That mixed sample contained a male and victim. And this male is not Kohberger and allegedly not Ethan. So who is it? Yeah, my internet is absolute. It's cooked. It's cooked. It crashed out. I think someone hit a pole. This sucks. I may have to hop back on later when I get home from work. Interesting. Wonder why it's doing that. Stay away from Salem. How come, Yuri? Salem, Mass, you mean? I don't go to Massachusetts. Not if I don't have to. Not gonna lie. I don't go to Massachusetts. Why was male blood upstairs? Yeah. Not Brian or Ethan, but exactly. But they think it doesn't matter. Exactly, Wonders Deep. Right. Exactly. That's kind of the point that I'm getting at. It would appear they have, at minimum, 2 other men's blood, if not 3, in this crime scene. And I understand that he's saying, yeah, it was me, it was just me, and blah, blah, blah. He's a fucking liar. That's just my opinion. He knows he's lying. He knows it wasn't just him. He knows there's other people there with him. I don't know why he doesn't want to cough up that information. But what I do know is whether or not he coughs up the information or not is irrelevant. It's the state's job to find that information out no matter what. It is the state's job to find out no matter what who the fuck he was with and who these men are bleeding in this fucking crime scene. It's absolutely their job to find that out, regardless of whether or not he tells you. Right? So, I don't know. Just blows my mind. And, if I'm the middlemen's and I'm all about true justice, as they claim they are, true justice, then, okay. You should be offering your services for free to build the trees of all the men that were bleeding in the crime scene. You should be offering to build those trees for free, in my humble opinion. If I was one of the parents, I would be begging them to build the trees for free so that I can get justice. Please, all of them need to be charged. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it belongs to. Everyone involved needs to be charged accordingly and held accountable. That's what true justice actually is. True justice is not one person taking the fall while the others get away. That's not true justice. One person taking the fall while the others who participated get away with it? No. Mm-mm. I don't agree with that. Whoever he was with and whoever his accomplices were, now that he's saying, oh, nope, it's me. Okay, great, motherfucker, it's you. Awesome. Who are you with? I'm never going to stop saying that. Who are you with? If it was you and you were there, who are your buddies that were bleeding in the crime scene? Who's the friend that left the bloody gloves outside? Brian. Brian, where's the Sonata? Right? Those are my questions. He's saying he did it. He's saying he was there. He should know the answer to all of them. Where are the knives? Where's the other weapon? Where are the clothes? Where's the Sonata? And even if he isn't going to answer you, you know what? It's still your job to find it all out, regardless. Brian, who are the guys that were bleeding in the crime scene? You know, play this out in your head. Brian stays silent. He refuses to answer questions. The motherfucker stood silent the entire time. Even with him standing silent the entire time, it's still your job to figure out not only just the trace DNA on the snap, who's bleeding, who is the male that's bleeding. You got a couple of males here bleeding in your crime scene and they don't match him. Figure it out. It's literally your fucking job. Wonders Deep, Brian can't answer those questions. Well, we don't know, honey. He won't answer any questions, right? We have no idea. We truly have no idea if he can answer the questions or not. Tonka, welcome, welcome. I see everyone saying hello. Sorry if I'm missing anybody. Dean, how you doing? Maybe they're already dead. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's what I've been saying for a while. I say it to Lana all the time too. I'm like, the only thing I could think of, bro, the only thing that makes sense is whoever he was with is already dead. And you can't charge the other person because they're dead, and that's why he has to take the rap for everything, because his accomplice is deceased. I mean, that's kind of what I figured too. To me, it's the simplest, easiest explanation. But, you know, it would appear there's more than one. So I don't think he had 2 or 3 accomplices that are all deceased. You know what I'm saying? We have male blood B, male blood D, and then there's also another unknown male blood mixed with victim DNA in the sheath. There's also male blood appearing to be collected from the half wall and Maddie's bedroom door. Places like that, right? So clearly it's more than just Brian and one other. There's definitely more than one. It's more than 2. It's more than 2 people. There's like literally at minimum 3 to 4 is the problem. And their DNA was in this crime scene. And it just so happens to be that Bicca Barlow, way back in the day, said 3 to 4 other male profiles were uploaded to CODIS before Kohberger was even known about, before his name ever came up. So isn't that interesting? It's approximately 3 to 4 unknown DNA in this fucking crime scene. Right? Isn't that interesting? And only one person's going down for it? Only one, huh? Only one? Interesting. You have at minimum 2 to 3 other males, and only one is going down for it. Interesting. I don't agree with that shit. I just don't. And I hate it when I hear like people talk about, oh, we're all about true justice and true justice this and true justice that, and fuck off. If you were all about true justice, you'd make sure every single person involved in this crime is charged accordingly. And if they deserve to be sitting right next to Kohberger, then that's where they fucking should be. That's just, it is what it is. I will have these documents I wanted to share with you guys. I know Bill's asking for a lot of the stuff regarding autopsy reports to be redacted. You'll have to go to the Cases of Interest website if you want to go see the new docs that dropped today. Sorry, friends. I had everything queued up and none of it's going to work. My internet is completely crashed out. But, I mean, we at least got to have a fun chat where hopefully my audio held up for the most part. Sorry about that, guys. I'll try and pop back on later and hopefully it'll all be fixed by then. And we can try to go through what I wanted to go through today. It wasn't even really a lot. It's just going through that unsealed IGG transcript so that everybody can see with their own two eyes that, you know, middlemen, I'm sorry, not middlemen. You have Gamut, Riley Nolan, Brett Payne, Leah Larkin, David Halwell, or whatever his name is. They're all testifying in this, and they're all kind of saying the opposite of what FBI and what Othram is claiming, right? You know, Othram cracked the case and blah blah blah, but it's not what what's on the court record, right? So that's the main reason why I wanted to look at all this today and to, you know, just kind of catch up with you guys and say hi. And I know it's been a little bit. And yesterday I tried to go live, but my audio is absolutely terrible. And I know everybody keeps saying too, it's your connection, it's your connection, it's this, it's that. Maybe it is because my internet totally crashed out today. But I will tell you, they came and checked everything. It's not my laptop, it's not my mic, and it's not my internet. I'm like fucking hardwired, bro, to fiber optic high speed. Okay. They're saying it's literally StreamYard. It's a StreamYard bug. It's a bug in StreamYard. So I notified them. I mean, that's all that I can say. I was told it's got to be StreamYard or YouTube or both, so some kind of bug. I'm not sure. Typically unique. Hello, listening and driving. So yeah, you know, we can try and pick this back up later. Try and look at the docs. I just wanted you guys to go see it on screen with your own two eyes that all of these people are under the impression that Othram had to stop their work. Othram did not crack the case, is the point. Okay? To make a very short story long today in this live, the point of it is to show that according to the court record and according to everybody else that's testifying under oath, it's not Othram cracking the case here, even though that's what's being said now. So, very, very interesting. And the sheet. Also to say, out of the thousands of pages that we have that have been uploaded now to ISP's website, all these crime scene photos, they're all literally bullshit. We're being trolled. We're literally being trolled. It's expert level trolling on the part of ISP right now. They're just putting out photo dumps of the same photos. Okay? No photo of the sheath, but you got all the spices and the fucking leaves and the dirt and, you know, toilet paper. So, you know, I guess that's good. Young black economist, you have a hard time with the Accomplice thing as well. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Sally Shepherdson, have you heard that the Innocence Project is helping Brian Kohberger? No, I haven't heard that at all. Yvonne Poole, hello. Welcome. So yeah, sorry friends, I promise I did have docs. I did have docs for us to nerd out on today. But something happened about 30 minutes ago where literally the internet completely crashed out. And it's not just me as well. It's not just me. I do have an outage. I was checking it on my phone here. We do have outages in my area big time right now, so it must be the weather. But yeah, the docs are linked in the description of the video. Thank you, Yuri, for turning 5 people green today. You are amazing. Truly appreciate you. Welcome in, new members. If you turn green today because of Yuri, you have some special emojis you can say thank you with. RJ Guess also became a new member today. Thank you so much, RJ Guess. Witchy as well. Thank you, Witchy. Truly appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for becoming members. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, maybe Kane's going to be live later too. And if he uses StreamYard, maybe I can actually like jump up and join him for once because I'm not going on Video Ninja. I won't use his Video Ninja. But I hope I see you guys around in chats. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm going to try and pop back on later tonight. Okay? If I can get all my internet and stuff working and get everything back up, we'll do this again the same way. Okay? I'm going to live stream from my phone and I'm going to add myself to my own live from my computer so I can just share screen of all the docs and it doesn't fuck with my audio. So, hopefully, I'll see you guys later on. And you'll be here later. It'll probably be maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. And we'll try again. But yeah, my internet's fucking toast right now, bro. I'm guessing somebody hit a pole or something because this shit is cooked. It's crashed out. It won't come back on no matter what I do. No matter what I do. Internet's fucking cooked. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Yuri. I truly appreciate it. Mods, love you. Thanks for being here, Fitzy, as always. Meg P, Kane B. Thank you. We'll get back to it later. I hope you guys have an awesome day, okay? Stay dry, stay safe. See y'all real soon. Bye.